Jrue Holiday was traded to the Boston Celtics. For the record, the deal, if I can pull this up here real quick, the deal was the Celtics got Jrue Holiday, the Blazers got Robert Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, and 2 first-round picks, which came from the Warriors in 2024 and the Bucks in 2029. So, Portland, I will say this before I get to Boston, Portland is handling this whole Damian Lillard, sort of the domino effect of a trade, beautifully. They're handling it beautifully. They got a good haul for Dame. They got Jrue Holiday, who they said, and it was made very clear by Woj and by everybody, they got Jrue Holiday. They're going to move him. He's on the end of his contract. He's going to want to play for a contender. We can get a good package for him. We're trying to build around this young talent we've got. So now they move Jrue Holiday. Now they have Malcolm Brogdon, and now there's rumors they could trade Brogdon. So it's like the gift that keeps on giving. Like this Dame trade, when it's all said and done, I'm curious to see like what it nets them in total. So good job, really good job by Portland. Is it Mick Cronin? I think or Joe Cronin. I apologize. Is their general manager? Good job by him. Like he's handling this Dame situation beautifully. As for Boston. So look, I get it. Now Brogdon, we assume they tried to trade Brogdon for I think Brogdon was part of the Porzingis trade initially, and then the Clippers didn't want him because the medical concerns there, and it just kind of fell apart. So Brogdon is now, in Portland. He's probably going to be moved. So he was going to be moved from Boston anyway. Robert Williams, though, is the interesting piece because Robert Williams, kind of their starting big, great rim protector. I remember there was a point in time where when Robert Williams played, when they made that run to the finals back in 22, when Robert Williams played, they were already a great defensive team. They were darn near unstoppable on defense. And so now your only reliable big is Al Horford. Are you sure you're going to play Porzingis at the 5? I think that's a bit of a concern. I think Boston should go out and get a big in the buyout market, sometime around January, February, but that's something they can address. Adding Jrue Holiday for the Celtics now puts them on par, equal footing with the Milwaukee Bucks. It does. So I said when the Dame trade happened, I said Milwaukee's got the best team in the league. They've got the team. They are the favorites to win the title. Giannis is worst case, in my view, the third best player in basketball. Dame, to me, is a top 10 player. Man averaged 32 a game last season. You still got Chris Middleton, who's now your number 3 option, which is great news if you're a Blazers fan. Excuse me. You got Bobby Portis. You've got Brook Lopez. You've still got shooting off the bench. I think they upgraded at head coach with Griffin. So Milwaukee's in great shape. But what does Boston do? They say, okay, we lost out in the Dame sweepstakes. There are reports that they might have been in it for a limited time. Now they go out and add Jrue Holiday. And what does Jrue Holiday supply? Not only does he, obviously his first objective, if and when the Bucks play the Celtics in the playoffs, and we assume, and we certainly hope, that if both teams are healthy, that's the case. Of course, he'll guard Dame, and Jrue Holiday, to me, is the best defensive guard in the NBA since Tony Allen. Honest to God, I mean, lateral quickness, great length, anticipation, instinct. He's got it all. Jrue Holiday's a great defensive player. Again, I think best at his position in the NBA. So he'll take Dame and make things as tough as possible on Dame. More than that, though, what have I been saying about the Celtics for basically a year since they lost to Golden State in the finals? They've got the wing talent. They've got Tatum and Brown, and they've got the bigs. They've got the side. Bench is good. Man, they just need a point guard to get them in and out of sets. When things aren't going well, when the fit hits the shan, so to speak, a guy who can step in there, calm things down. And Holiday's capable of getting his own shot, but also getting the ball to Tatum, getting the ball to Jaylen Brown, getting other guys involved in that regard. Now they have that. Marcus Smart was a great defensive player. He's not a point guard. He's not. If Memphis expects him to be that, they're in for a rude awakening during the Ja suspension, which is why I don't get them making that move, but that's neither here nor there. Derek White, he really is more of a 2. He is. He's better as a 2. He's not a guy who's going to get you in and out of sets. The Celtics tried that. It didn't work when Brogdon went down in the playoffs last year. They really struggled in that regard against Miami. I know he had the game-winning tip-in layup back in Game 6 against the Heat, but it just didn't. It wasn't going to be something that they could sustain long-term. They can now with Holiday. So now Jrue Holiday is what? Your 4th option offensively? Now, the question, the wild card, the thing that's going to put the Celtics over the top or keep them from beating Milwaukee or whoever else may or may not come out of the Eastern Conference, Kristaps Porzingis. That's the key. Tatum is amazing. He's top 10 player in the league, no question about it. Jaylen Brown, in my opinion, is top 20, maybe 21-ish, but he's an all-star. He's a very good player, all-star level player. Now you got Jrue Holiday. He's your defensive stopper, at least on the perimeter, on the wing, and is a good... People forget, Jrue Holiday's been a point guard on playoff teams in the past. Like, he's back in New Orleans and won a championship with Milwaukee as their point guard. It was just what the doctor ordered for them. Now he's in Boston. So you're good there. Got that his new assistant coach, Sam Cassell, who's got more of an input than maybe people give him credit for. Can Porzingis stay healthy? And do they trust him enough to play the 5? That's the thing that I look at if I'm a Celtics fan, and I don't love giving up Robert Williams. I'm fine with it to get Jrue Holiday, but I don't know about that. If Porzingis is healthy, which last year he was relatively healthy, Wizards shut him. The reason he didn't play as many games as I'm somewhat implying is because the Wizards, when they were out of the playoff mix, just shut him down. Like, let's not get him injured. We're probably going to move him. Like, let's not hurt our asset, basically. So he could have played 65-ish games, which is good for him. That's the component. Because and I love Al Horford. Even though he's a Florida Gator, I love Al Horford. But at this age and stage of his career, can you consistently trust him to be your solid big man, for on a night-to-night basis? He's going to be your starting center, likely to start the year, with Porzingis playing the 4. That's my only concern. But as far as them just adding Jrue Holiday, you guys know I've always loved Jrue. Love it. Love this move by Boston. This is the counter move to the team that got better than you, the Milwaukee Bucks. This is your counter move. You get a guy who he's not going to lock up. Dame is amazing. Dame's a 30-point-per-game guy. You're not going to lock up Damian Lillard, just like you're not going to lock up Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, or Jokic. But you can make things harder on him. He's a better option on him than... Who else is their point guard? I think Javon Carter signed with the Bulls, if I'm not mistaken. Who else is going to guard Dame? I mean, they got to put Brown on him? Tatum? I don't love that matchup. Really... I don't really like it. I love this move by the Boston Celtics adding Jrue Holiday. Really do. It kind of got buried again. It kind of got buried in the whole situation with the... it got buried because there was the morning game yesterday in the NFL, the Falcons-Jags game, and then the other NFL action, and we're just coming off of the surprise and shock of the Dame trade and training camp. So it kind of just... It felt like a little story given the day that it broke, an NFL Sunday, coming off a great college football Saturday. So it wasn't that, I guess, hyped up. And obviously Jrue Holiday is not the player Dame is, but he's an all-star. At his best, he's an all-star. I mean, there came a point in time he was the Bucks' second best player, not Chris Middleton. Some of that was Middleton's injuries, but love this move by Boston. Thanks so much for watching the show on YouTube, and be sure to go click that big red subscribe button and check out the other clips and full shows from Carving It Up Live, as well as our other incredible content creators here on the Grid Network.